I think it was a decent UAP season for Ateneo. I think it was. I There were some things that could have gone better, obviously,
Right, right.
but
Mm-hmm.
it just showed that I think what this UAP season has just shown. And correct me if I'm
Mm-hmm.
wrong. Is that Ateneo has definitely got the best coach in the league.
Yes.
It's just a matter of getting the roster to be in line with everybody else
Right.
because the other teams are stacking up and it's catching up. Ateneo
Yep.
needs to compensate for. They can compensate as much as they want with a great
Mm-hmm.
coaching, but only great
Right.
coaching can only take you so much, so
It
far,
can take you so far. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
right?
you gotta have some recruiting done over the next few months, especially before before the next season starts. And I don't know who's on the team Glory B. On team B, who's gonna be elevated up to team A, but we gotta yeah, like you mentioned, coaching can only go get you so far. There's got to be some recruitment done for top level players. If we are to go back and you know get back into the final four.
Yeah, because they
Mhm.
had a decent season, right?
Yeah,
Considering the fact that they were essentially carried by one and duns.
yeah,
So Dom Escobar was amazing.
yeah.
Jaden Lazo was amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously,
Kimani Ladi.
um,
Yeah.
Kaimani Laddie was great, right? I just felt that the roster was too imbalanced. They had a very big disadvantage when comparing the other foreign student
Right.
athletes. I mean, look, shout out to the one that they got, but I don't think that's going to be enough moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's improvements. I mean, we all know Ange Kwame went through the same thing. He
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
popping out when he first came in, but
Yep.
I have faith in the player development of Ateneo.
Yes.
If they wanna
Mm-hmm.
if they wanna keep this current setup that they
Mm-hmm.
have, so we'll see what happens. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to talk about Ateneo. We're here to talk about the finals. And what
Yes.
a finals it was!
Oh,
What
yeah.
the- Look, shout out, and I got some. Well, the better half is from there, but
Mm.
shout out to the De La Salle Green Archers, our arch
Yep.
enemies in
Yep.
this league. Shout out to them for beating the Katipunan Clippers.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to them
The
for beating
Katipunan
the Katipunan
Clippers.
Clippers.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yep.
it was what do you think about the series? Okay, let's start with that. What do you think about the
Dude,
series?
LaSalle executed. LaSalle executed perfectly. They're like, they just had, they just had all everything in the finals, offensively working for them, considering the fact that they lost two key players to injuries, Kian Baklaan, Mason Amos. But Mike Phillips, Jacob Cortez, those guys just they executed, and they deserve this the championship.
One thing
Shout
that
out,
stood
yeah.
out for me.
Mhm.
Yes, what were we saying? Shout out.
Shout out to Coach Topics Robinson too. So yeah,
He has some decent adjustments in that
yeah.
game.
Mhm.
I appreciate. I realize why he's one of the most coveted coaches. So he kind of proved it in the series.
Right.
I kind of thought that upon losing Kevin Kiambao, that was pretty much it for this
Hmm.
LaSalle team.
Hmm.
But I mean, we didn't see the. Well, let's talk about recruiting for a bit, but we didn't see the
Yeah.
San Beda to LaSalle connection here,
No. Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
it's good to they have that talent pipeline that they can
Right.
pull from, and
Hmm.
obviously the pull that they got was amazing. Jacob Cortez, what
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a fun guy to watch, right?
Yeah.
What do
It's
you see what did comparing him to his dad? What do you think is what can you see
oh,
with their games?
his his dad is more of a two-way slash. He's a slashing point guard. His dad was the epitome. Mike Cortez was the epitome of what the trend was back then in the early 2000s. Slashing point guard, offense first. Jacob Cortez, I love the way that he is able to get his points within the offense. Because back then, we had LaSalle. As soon as Renren Ritualo left, as soon as Don Aliado left, back in the early 2000s, and you had Mike Cortez as the hub of that offense, everything revolved around him. He had 20 points, what, 6, 7 assists a game. And when you take him out of the offense, then it kind of falls apart because you had Matt Cardona was young, Josephio was young, so he kind of carried it, and it showed in 2002 Game Three. He had an off night, two of 13, and when you take him out of the offense, it won't look good. So he kind of was the center of the hub of that offense. Now Jacob Cortez, on the other hand, I think he's a much deadlier shooter than his dad,
Yeah.
and I love the way he plays within the offense. He gets his points off of curls, you know, off of screens. He's that type of player. No, he's the type of player that that gets his points in the way the game is played right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
and even so, he can create his own offense
he can
as that
too. Yeah, yeah,
game one dagger showed. Right, he
yeah,
won that game off a step back three.
yeah.
That was the thread of that drive and the
Right.
thread of that screen
Hmm.
just showing there. And
Yep.
as you said, yeah, I think Jacob is a much better shooter than his dad.
Hmm. Hmm.
His shooting form is much better too, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike had this janky
He has.
jumper form, right?
Yeah.
It's
It's
kind
like
of it's
a.
kind of
Yeah.
there's kind of a hitch in it. There's
Yeah.
not a full follow through on it,
Right.
but
Right.
Jacob's form is a lot smoother than
It's
that.
much smoother. Yep.
Um,
Hmm.
I would I wouldn't say I think Mike Cortez in his prime would probably still be a better player,
All around.
but
Yeah. Hmm.
right, but for this offense, for this iteration of
Hmm.
LaSalle, it's Jacob Cortez is the perfect guy that they could get.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
he, as we mentioned in that game one, he just went off in that game one, and
Hmm.
he's the reason why they won. He had that step back,
Yeah.
and then after that, it was pretty funny because all the memes started coming out because so Jacob Cortez has his trademark get up. He has his mustache, he has
Yeah.
his headband on,
Right.
and then a lot of people kind of took that he looked like the singer Jana Gibbs. So so after that game, I saw so many memes of there's these stock photos of Jano Gibbs
Right.
going around, and then they just photoshopped LaSalle jerseys and headbands on them, and that was pretty funny, man. That was
Yeah.
pretty funny. But look, LaSalle overcame a career game from Harold Alarcon in this. So he
Right.
was he was popping off 34 points really. So
Mm.
he was popping off from the mid range. He was popping off from everywhere.
Right.
He Alarcon essentially carried UP in that game, and they lost because Cortez hit that step back three
Mm.
basically.
Yep.
And in game two, you're gonna see a trend here. In game two, it was Jerry Abadiano.
Yeah.
So what the UP adjustment was. So my Jacob Cortez is I think 5'9", 5'10".
Right.
He's pretty small
Mm.
point guard. So
Mm.
what the UP Clippers did was that they put a bigger, more athletic defender on him, Jacob
Mm.
Baila,
Yep.
and that kind of I don't want to say shut down, but that slowed down
Slowed him down.
Jacob
Yeah.
Cortez's
Mm.
offense because
Yep.
what they were still running a lot of pick and roll, and then Baila was able to switch it,
Right.
and he's
Right.
able to get around the screens to contest. They had
Mm.
they saw that trouble when Baila was guarding Cortez all the way, really,
Right.
and but the game was still close, and it's
Mm.
just that so happens that Abadiano he went full Kobe in that game. I gotta say, it was
Yeah.
beautiful to watch the mid range game. It was just they were just getting inside, one dribble pull up off the
Right.
screens. Abadiano was he sealed that game for them. That's how UP won that second
Mm.
game. So the third game was a Mike Phillips masterclass. Really, it's
Yeah.
just I think Mike Phillips isn't the best offensive player out
Right.
there. I think he's kind of like a smaller Ben Wallace in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's a defensive minded player. He just works so hard,
Right.
and his hustle, and even throughout the season, you can see how bad this guy wants it. Even against
Right.
Ateneo, I saw that. I think he was the one. He was one of the big reasons why LaSalle was able to get back in that game.
Right.
Is because everyone's energy fell off in from LaSalle.
Hmm.
Mike Phillips was playing like it was Game 7,
Yeah.
and that's how he got it. And
Yep.
it's shot again. Mike Phillips is last year, his graduating year, his last 25 points and 18 rebounds. Man, it's insane, right? And then it's just he won the MVP deservingly, and
Yep.
then it's just look, it was a fun series for one reason because LaSalle just played so well, and again, this
Hmm.
is the hater in me. The second reason is I just
Yeah.
hate the UP team. Okay, so I hate the Clippers. It's
Yeah.
just, I and look, they're one of the stronger recruiting teams in the league. These two really,
Yep.
but UP has never gotten a back to back, even with how strong they have been.
No. Yeah.
It's insane. I think
Nope.
that's a very insane stat that
Nope.
they couldn't sustain this juggernaut that they built,
Mm.
and you can really see the holes in their recruiting. Really,
Right.
what they rely so much on these one-on-one guys, as I mentioned,
Yeah.
Alaucon in game 1,
Yeah.
Abadian in game 2.
Right.
They're relying so much on that pick and roll because they also
Hmm.
have so what's the name of that guy, the shooter that they have? I forgot. um Kind of plays like Steph Curry. Oh, Ray Rebogat.
Ray
So
Ramugat.
Ray
Yeah. Yeah.
Rebogat,
Hmm.
their offense starts from there is because they run that screen for Ray Rebogat because he's just such a deadly shooter that you have
Right.
to try to blitz him, and
Yeah.
that opens up the role from the center.
Yep.
So that's essentially their bread and butter play, really. So it's either ISO, it's mostly just ISOs.
Hmm.
But what do you think about the whole series as a whole and how it ended?
As a whole, it was just yeah. Shout out to LaSalle Green Archers. I just I just get a laugh when you mentioned like the UP Clippers, and because the thing. All right, I have friends and relatives who went to UP, but I will share the same sentiment you have, you know, because I just didn't appreciate that us when they won the championship over Ateneo, that series clinching three. The next season, oh, they started like running, yeah, they started talking smack
That's how you
after,
running their mouth.
like bro, you guys haven't won a championship since '86. We've won like we've had a five-peat, we had a three-peat, and you guys are like running your mouths, you know.
Not even that. There were times when they didn't have wins in a season.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
0 and
can't.
14.
How
0 and
how can you
14,
talk
man.
shit about that?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I get you're happy. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
Be
yeah,
happy.
yeah,
I'm happy for your team that you guys.
yeah.
I was rooting for UP at one point because
At
it
one
was
point,
just
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
it was just sad to see them over 14. And
Yeah.
I had some players that I follow from UP.
Mm.
Paulo Mendoza is one of my favorite
Oh,
players.
one of my favorite shooters. Also, yeah,
Right? He
yeah.
scored I think 69 points or something like that in high
The
school, something
juniors, yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah.
scored 40 in a college game,
Mm.
which is unheard
Yeah.
of. He had
A lot of good players coming from the UP system, like Mike Bravo. You know,
yeah, Mike Bravo, he's a
Mike
lefty, right?
Bravo, lefty. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I remember
Um,
Mike Gabo as well,
Mike
ex Ateneo
Gamboa,
player.
J.R. Reyes. Yeah.
The Daniel brothers they were there
Diana.
too.
Yeah, yeah. Martin Reyes.
Martin Reyes,
Also.
yes, he's the
Woodiko.
shooter, right?
Woodiko.
Who would he go?
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah.
There, look, UP has a. I was rooting for UP at one point. I just didn't
Yeah.
want him to end up winless.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Mm,
and again, I understand the joy of winning a championship, but you
mm,
just can't talk shit like that, man.
yeah.
It's just, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
There is no Battle of Katipunan. Okay, there's none of that. That
There's none
doesn't
that. Yeah, no,
exist.
no.
It's the same
No.
as the Battle of Los Angeles. There's no such thing.
There's no such thing, bro.
Okay, when you're talking about
Yeah.
Los Angeles hoops, you're never gonna talk about the Clippers. Okay,
Yeah.
Same with
Yeah.
Katipunan Hoops. If you talk about
Yeah.
Katipunan Hoops,
Yeah.
UP is not gonna be the first name that's
I
gonna be
think yeah, I
mentioned out
think
there.
that smack talking was I think it kind of it was I don't know if you remember that photo where there's this UP player like sticking his tongue out at Tab Baldwin.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's just like do what you want, right? That's cool.
Yeah.
Again, that's cool. It's just
Yeah.
I think UP has benefited from, well, they're being bankrolled by
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah.
politician, right?
Mm.
I
Yeah.
don't even want to get into that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they're
yeah.
being bankrolled now, which is great for them. So they've
Uh-huh.
been able to hire one of the better coaches in
Goldwyn.
the Philippines,
Yeah, yeah.
Goldwyn Monteverde,
Yep.
which I actually just found out that he's the son of Mother Lily.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
know.
Oh,
Yeah, apparently he's the son of Mother
interesting.
Lily. But look,
Ah,
shout out to Gold. He's one of the
yeah.
better coaches in
One
the
of the better
Philippines.
coaches. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He's
Yeah.
Their recruiting is insane.
Yeah.
Obviously, you when Gold first became the coach, he
Mhm.
put all his players from his old programs. They
Right.
followed him into the league. That's how they
Right.
kind of started this recruiting pitch. And now
Yeah.
they got so much money to spare
Mhm.
that they can just recruit anyone they want. So
Yeah.
shout out to them. But again, there is no Battle of Katipunan. That does
No.
not exist. It's not.
No. No.
Look, you won. That's cool. All right, good
Yeah.
for you. You won.
Yeah.
You have the best recruiting. You have the best players,
Yep.
and you won. That's cool. Let's just be happy about that. There's
Yeah.
no such thing as, it's no. It's not. It's not
Yeah.
gonna happen. Okay.